Hi guys, welcome to Austrian's Rant number 3. Today I'll be ranting all over Charlie Tyler's The Cry of the Lake. I got the book when I was on holiday in Corsica this year and I took it with me. And I have to say, Charlie, it was misleading. It was misleading. I believed when I got the book, based primarily on the nice kind of blue, purple colour, I'm colourblind, I don't know, that I was in for like a nice relaxing kind of mystery horror thriller thing, and it was not relaxing. I have to say, I was not relaxed. I can honestly say that exactly the opposite happened, that I was very, very tense whilst reading it, and I was very tense afterwards, and it's taken me a good 3 months, I would say, to really be able to process the book and be able to talk about it, and just, not... Occasionally the twitch goes. It's just one of those books that gets under your skin and is just nasty and dirty and is just, yeah. It's a whole new range of nasty. Cry of the Lake. So, it revolves around 3 major characters: Lily, Grace, and Flo. Lily is the main character. She is a girl with psychological problems, and we'll get to that as we come to it. Flo, who is her friend in her new living area, and Grace, who is Lily's sister, who is presented to everybody else apart from Lily as her mother. Now, there is I can't say an obvious problem with that, but I don't know that I would believe the difference in age. Nevertheless, let's deal with that at another day. I don't think that's going to be something that I'm going to bring up. So, it has a great opening line. The opening line is "Death smells of macaroons." It's something you read and you think, oh, here we go, Agatha Christie. It's going to be just relaxed. It's not. You're just going to be sat there like I am. I was, I've got to say, this book took me longer to process than any book I've had for the last year. There were sections of it where after reading a chapter, I'll put it down and just basically think, I'm just going to think about my life for the next week or 2. It just makes you really process everything, and because of it, I can't say it's a quick read. It's a slow read because you want to really get into it, and because the process takes time. Now, I read a review on Goodreads or Amazon, which whinged about the fact that Charlie has 3 POVs, point of view. She has alternate chapters from Lily, from Grace, and from Flo's point of view, and I just wanted to vomit in my mouth when I read that. I just thought, this is a joke. They were saying something like, I was reading it and it changed POV, and I just couldn't cope with it. It wasn't. I just thought, slap, just ridiculous. I have, I think, 3 POVs in my first. I've got 3 POVs in my first chapter in my book. In the total, I have 27. So let me think about that. Am I going to defend Charlie for having 3 chapters? Oh yeah. Ridiculous. The fact is that the person has totally ignored the fact that having 3 POVs demands 3 different personalities, demands 3 different voices, demands 3 different perspectives. It's not a bad thing. It's in actual fact a highly competent thing to do. Charlie, if you beat yourself up in any way because of that review, just give yourself a slap because you didn't deserve it. It's a compliment that you have so many POVs. Now, I feel quite strongly about that, as you might have seen. So I'm going to move on, but just really don't beat yourself up because that's not a bad thing, really not. I think anyone who says that doesn't know what they're talking about. Now, I have to say that I found a couple of continuity errors, or rather, I found a couple of detail errors. Now, I have to say these are Austrian nerd details. No one else in the world is going to think about these details apart from me. But let's deal with them because I have to. That's what I do. So the first nerd detail is going to be. I'm trying to position my head so I'm blocking the light because I kind of need the light, 'cause otherwise it's too dark. The first detail is that Charlie wants to break up a relationship. The entire point of the book is based around a guy called Tom. Yeah? All of the other characters rotate around Tom, and Charlie is basically out to get him. And she destroys his relationship with a police officer called Annie. And she does that by posting a incriminating photo on the Parent Teachers Association website, or rather newsletter that goes out to everybody. Now, I don't know if you know this, but those kind of newsletters and it requires access to a computer. It requires access to a specific computer, the computer from the person who sends out the newsletters. It would leave a digital trace, and there is no details given to how the photo was produced in the first place. It's very circumstantial to say that she happened to be there when Annie got drunk and was seen with another guy. That doesn't work. She might have orchestrated that. We don't go into the detail of that. It seems to me like you, Charlie, needed an out, and that was an easy out, and you didn't go into details, and you kind of wanted us to move on. I didn't believe it. And I didn't believe it because it's just got too many open details. But that is me, yeah? And I'm going to look through that because, in fairness, it's actually a trivial detail. We accept that Annie's broken up with him, and it actually makes the character of Annie a lot more believable, a lot more human, and actually one of my favourite characters. So, I'm happy enough with that. So, we get a couple of things that I have to bring up. I have a lot of notes. I have a copious amount of notes. I've got to say this, Charlie. But in the defence of both yourself and myself, I received a pre-edited copy. I believe that you edited after it had been released, and therefore I'm not going to bring most of those points up. I just wanted to say that I have got them. So, and I will blackmail you with them at a later date. So, going on, now then, I have... I love the book. I like the book. It is a psychological thriller, and I was not expecting a psychological thriller. You do it very well. You do crazy very well. Let's deal with Gracie. Gracie is a whole new level of nasty. She's the person who's going to smack you around the head with a spade, or she's going to kill you through a hedge, or just one of many different ways. And you know at the end of it, it's not because it's you, it's because she's practicing to get somebody else. That is just like, yeah, that is whole new, and that is not, Charlie, that is not what you want to be reading on holiday in a hammock relaxing by the beach. I don't know, it didn't relax me, I have to say, and that may well be my own fault, but I'm going to hold you responsible for that, because I haven't got anyone else I can hold responsible for, and yeah. But I can't say it was a relaxing book, unfortunately, and I was really wanting to relax on holiday. So, anyway, Charlie, Grace is a great character, loved her. I think that she's a whole new level of mad. I did not like Lily, and I did not like Lily because Lily is the exact opposite. She's apathetic, and she's apathetic to highlight Grace's crazy. So I get the fact that we're trying to figure out the psychosis of Lily, and we get that because of the psychosis of Grace, and Grace is basically drugging Lily into that apathy. Nevertheless, it made it a pretty hard sell. In fact, I was waiting for the episodes where Grace was going to go crazy because I was more interested in just exactly how crazy it was going to get. So, great work on Grace, good work on Lily, but I didn't like her. But I wasn't meant to. I was supposed to sympathise with her and try and figure her out, and I guess that's what's happened. But yeah, I think Grace is a very interesting character. Frank, the typical baddie. You've set him up as an atypical baddie, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do. You read him and you think, yeah, smack him around the head with a spade. And I'm not going to say that's what happens, but let's just assume that he does get his just rewards for being what he is. You made the last chapter, you made him do something, or you highlighted a scene from his past, which I don't think you had to do. I think that we got it. We knew that was what happened. I don't think you need to tell us. But that's me and my love of making the reader think a little bit. Yeah. I get you wanted to make that detail because you wanted to make sure everybody got the detail, but we got it. Nevertheless, great character work on both Grace, Frank. Flo, I think, came a little bit. She didn't get as much attention in the spotlight as she could have. I think that she was a great character. I loved your use of her to illustrate things which are important in your life, like, for example, the Love Cats and The Cure. A lovely tribute there, the entire book through. Coming from somebody who, used to look like a goth and had piercings everywhere and dreadlocks, and I get it. It was a nice fitting tribute. To summarise, I think that The Crow at the Lake is a great book. I think it's not gonna, it took me 3 months to make this movie, this video, and I am still processing it. I am still not happy with how it went under my skin, and it did. It got under my skin. You did a really good job on it. Yeah? The writing is exceptional. The cover is to die for. It is certainly a book I'll be buying to stick onto my bookcase just to traumatise anybody who happens to pick it up. I'll video them as they read it. It's a great start. There's so much love and attention to detail gone into the first chapter. It's an instant hook. Just really loving work on character, and yeah, it's very entertaining. It's very demanding book, but yeah, I can recommend it. I don't have much more to say other than it didn't ruin my holiday. It didn't relax me. It did make me think, and yeah, the twitch did go away after 2 months. I'm basically a new man. Yeah. So, Charlie, well done. I hope this is in any way entertaining. I hope you can take anything away from this. Great book. Don't worry about the POV. You did a great job on them. Goodbye, folks.